Hey everybody, Doward here. I've got an Arrma Vortex here that I'm going to do a little work on today. The shocks, I feel, are pretty underdampened from the factory, so I've got some 30 weight oil that I'm going to go ahead and put into it. Going to check out the motor. The big problem I'm having with it is the stock battery, 1500 milliamp hour battery. This is fully charged, still nice and warm, just came off the charger. It's only lasting a few minutes. I noticed that you see the motor does not freely seem to want to spin, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the motor out, do a water break-in on it, and just kind of check it out, see if it's just too tight, if there's something wrong with it, if I got something binding, who knows. Yeah, so let me go ahead and get this body off. And we will get to work on this. To take the motor out, take off the wheel. See, you can adjust your slipper clutch right here. And what we need to do are take off this bolt and this bolt. Alright. Got that out the way. Let's go ahead and check gear mesh. Oh, my gear mesh is way too tight. There's one problem right off the bat. There should be a very slight bit of play here. There is absolutely no play at all. None. That's not good. So, let's disconnect the wires. So we've got these little 3.5 millimeter bullets. Nothing fancy, but they get the job done. Once you get the motor plate off, you can see the 2 bolts that we'll be removing. Alright, no increasing the gear mesh to a more proper gearing will certainly help things along. Let's slide this guy out. Alright. Alright. Okay, so do our water break in here. Alright. Next, we will need to take this guy, blow it out clean, of course. And as you can see, that's all commutator. Or brushes, I should say. So, now I'm going to go clean this down real good, blow it out, and just put a little dab of oil on each end of the end bell. Yeah, those brushes will be much smoother in there. So I'm going to go take care of that and then I'll come back. Alright, so we're back. I put a couple drops of 3-in-1 oil underneath the pinion and right here on this bushing. Worked it in. Motor feels much, much better. So we're going to set her all back up and set that pinion properly, that gear mesh. So get this all lined up. We'll get our screws started. Now we're not tightening the screws all the way down. I want this thing to be able to move back and forth so I can set my gear mesh appropriately. Make sure you don't forget the little flat washers that are on there, as those will keep it from going crazy. I have to admit, I like this. Has actually a metal plate that the transmission bolts to, or that the entire transmission assembly is constructed from, which is very nice. I know a lot of people are really excited about the new Proline transmission, or not Proline, I apologize, for the RPM transmission for the two-wheel drive Traxxas vehicles. And that's one of the big things that's nice there, is they've got that they've got the metal plate. Alright, so I can move this back and forth. Let me turn this around so hopefully you can see it a little better. See, I can move this guy around now. Now, what I want is to have, a lot of people will take a piece of paper, and that is a very easy way to do it, where you just run a piece of paper between them, tighten them down together, and then pull the paper out. The way I like to do it is I will take and actually I will push them completely together so there's no play, and then I will begin to tighten the screws just ever so slightly, so I've got a little bit of drag on it when I rotate it back and forth. And then what I'll do is bring it just slightly back. Ideally, the way I like to set mine is I will have the spur gear have just an ever so slight bit of play to it. Back these up just a bit. There we go. And you'll feel it kind of click back and forth just ever so slightly. Once you tighten it down, you gotta check again. And let's see if I can show this off. I'll hold the pinion. See how just a little bit? That's good. That's where I want it. Put on our other two screws holding the transmission dust cover. And you don't need to tighten this down very much at all. Alright, let's see, let's take the wheel. Let's get that back on. Tools away, battery. Now what I want to see, look at that, now we roll. Now we roll properly. Let's get the motor hooked back up. I'm not a fan of these bullet connectors. I'm likely going to go ahead and change these out at some point to a set of proper 4mm castle style connectors. Let's go ahead and take this out. The Arrmas, in case you're unaware, do not require that you remove the body in order to insert the batteries or anything like that. Usually I just pull the connector right through, but since I've got the body out, it makes it easier. I really like this design. I like this actually a whole lot. Now we will take this guy, we'll hook this up. This on here, there we go. Alright, I'm going to put body clips on it. Battery's fully charged, so I'm going to take it out and we'll give it a little test run.